evening, everyone, and welcome to Check It Out, the library talk show that lets you know what's happening in and around the Bethel Park Public Library. We're your hosts, Elaine Volpe
and Christine McIntosh, and happy July, everybody. Yay. Summer is in full swing, and there is still time to join the Summer Reading Club for adults. So it runs through the end of July, through July 30th. You submit an entry for every book that you read or listen to, and you're eligible for a weekly drawing for a $25 gift card to like Amazon, Target, Giant Eagle.
Local restaurants sometimes, right?
And then anyone that has participated, even if you just submitted one entry, is entered into the grand prize drawing, which is a Kindle Fire tablet this year. So that will be drawn on August 1st. So if you haven't had a chance to stop in, you still have time. We have a few programs in July. The first is How to Protect Your Child Against Bullying. This is on Wednesday, July 12th at 6:30 p.m. And it's presented by Outreach Teen and Family Services. Now, they've been part of our community for more than 40 years, and they provide counseling services and programs to support the mental health needs of youth in the South Hills of Pittsburgh. So throughout this 1-hour presentations, parents will learn the motives behind bullying behavior and strategies to protect their child against bullying, as well as proactive tips to handle challenging social situations. Did you ever get bullied?
Did. Middle school was tough.
I did too, fifth grade.
Yeah, so for me it was like 6th grade, 6th and 7th.
Which
I feel like middle school for a lot of people are the roughest years,
really
right?
Rough.
And bullying oftentimes gets even more,
I feel
escalated or whatever you want to say. And I just, it's such a
prevalent in those ages.
Yes.
But I feel bad, like we could go home and it was done. Do you know what I mean? Now with social media,
it's a whole different
you don't
world.
Get a break. Yeah. Anyway.
Very important topic.
It is a good topic. And we have shoulder pain and rotator cuff workshop on Wednesday, July 19th at 6:30 in the evening. This is presented by Hess Physical Therapy. So Matt Melzak will be hosting this free workshop on shoulder pain and rotator cuff injuries. My shoulder's been hurting.
Just as you were saying that, I'm like, gosh, I've been having more back problems.
I reach back and I'm like, oh, what'd I do? So maybe I need to go to this. So we'll discuss what causes your shoulder pain, how to correct and alleviate that pain, how to prevent it from getting worse, which is probably what I need to learn, and then how to heal and speed up recovery process.
Sometimes it's as simple as I remember when I first told my doctor about it, this was years ago, I was experiencing immense shoulder pain, right? And they said it was just from carrying a heavy purse, and I never really thought about it, but I do carry my purse always on this side,
well, it's always
right?
on this side, but
So if you're lugging or a book bag or whatever it may be.
Or a child.
Or a child, right, and you're always doing it on that side, I guess it could cause
I've had
pretty serious problems down the road. You just don't think of something like that.
I've been told by a chiropractor and a myotherapist to wear a backpack.
Yeah.
Because it distributes the weight.
Right.
But when I carry a backpack, I sling it over one shoulder anyhow. So
habit, I guess.
I'm my own worst enemy. Anyway, you can join us for shoulder pain and rotator cuff information on Wednesday, July 19th at 6:30. And we have 3D printing for adults on Tuesday, July 25th at 12:30. So this class introduces you to the skills you will need to make your own 3D printed design using Tinkercad, which is a browser-based 3D modeling program that anyone can learn. I've played with it. I don't think if I was trying to do something really, really intricate that I would.
Yeah.
But again, it's just I'm a whiz at Excel because I use it all the time.
Right.
But if you don't use it all the time, it's harder to use.
Exactly. I did play around with Tinkercad years ago when we first got a 3D printer, but I haven't since, so I would be in the same situation. But the more you do it, the better you get.
And Rob always has something during these classes, printing, which I think is fascinating. I could sit and watch it forever.
Yes, me too.
If you can't make that date, you can call for other times. Rob will do a one-on-one if you have a specific need, or we can only take 4 or 5 people at a time. Otherwise, you can't really see what's going on.
Right.
Solar observing and the 2024 total solar eclipse. This is presented by local astronomer Larry McHenry, and this will be hosted on Wednesday, July 26th at 6 p.m. So this is an introduction to solar features visible on our nearest star, the sun, and safe solar observing techniques using both white light in H alpha solar filters. No idea what that means, but he will tell you. He'll discuss where to go and how to observe the upcoming October 14, 2023 partial solar eclipse. And then there'll be a total solar eclipse on April 8th, 2024. And then,
You know, speaking of space, well, the sun and outer space, we were playing Beat the Parents a couple nights ago, and one of the parent questions was, what star is closest to the Earth? Do you know this answer?
the star,
I felt really
the sun. No?
no, and I said polar. I thought it would be the North Star.
I have no idea which one's
Anyway, now I forget. It
closest.
was something Centauri or something Centaurus was the correct answer.
Huh.
I'm like, gosh, I did not know that. I felt like I should have.
Yes. Well, did the kids know it?
No, but they get a different question. See, there's questions
Yeah.
for the parents, and then there's questions for the kids.
Okay.
And theirs are generally
Easier.
a lot easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then after his presentation, if the weather's nice, which I don't know, we've had quite a bit of rain lately.
Iffy, huh?
He'll set up an outside, a small solar telescope. Then you can safely observe the sun. Just show
Very
you how
cool.
it works. And all of our clubs are meeting. Our book club, Scrabble club, the Knitters.
Did you say Scrabble Club?
Scrabble club. I like Scrabble club. And also, if you're just like hanging out, we always have a puzzle going in the fireplace room.
My mom's been doing more and more puzzles lately. Like,
I enjoy puzzles.
yeah.
I'll go in once in a while when I'm checking on the air conditioning because it's either too cold in there or too warm. Like, oh, let me do a couple pieces. But we have New Movie Tuesdays. So if it's too hot outside or if it's raining and you're looking for something to do, you can come to the library on Tuesday mornings for New Movie Tuesdays. So each Tuesday at 10:15 in the fireplace room, we show the blockbuster release of that week. So July 11th, we're showing Creed 3, which is a boxing movie. July 19th, Dungeons & Dragons, Honor Among Thieves, which Dungeons & Dragons, I know in our library is making a huge resurgence.
Yep, it's big.
And it looks humorous as well. I kind of want to see this. And then July 25th is Avatar, Way of Water. So if movies aren't your thing, I have a few good book recommendations, so check this out.
Guess what? It's PI July. Now, we've all read detective novels, but most of those involve police detectives. A much smaller number of those detective novels feature a private investigator. So here are my top picks of recently published PI novels. The Kind Worth Saving by Peter Swanson. When Joan comes to Henry Kimball asking him to investigate her husband, the private investigator can't help but feeling a little ill at ease. The two knew each other years ago, back when Henry was a high school teacher and at the center of a tragedy. What starts as an investigation into infidelity becomes something much more complicated when Henry discovers two bodies in an uninhabited suburban home with a for sale sign out front. Now it feels like history is repeating itself, and Henry can't help but wonder if Joan is hiding something from him, something that she's kept hidden for many, many years. Fix It, written by Joe Ide. In this sixth installment of Joe Ide's critically acclaimed IQ series, Isaiah Quintabi must rescue his first love, Grace, who has been kidnapped by Skip Hansen, a professional hitman and IQ's sworn enemy. Skip is hell-bent on revenge, determined to get back at Isaiah for sending him to prison and destroying his life. Now Isaiah and his sometimes partner, ex-hustler Juan L. Dodson, must track clues throughout L.A. to save Grace before it's too late. Scorched Grace, written by Margot Duehi. This story follows Sister Holiday, a chain-smoking, heavily tattooed nun turned amateur sleuth. After St. Sebastian's School becomes the target of a shocking arson spree, Sister Holiday is dissatisfied with the lack of response by officials, so she decides to take matters into her own hands. But before she can solve this high-stakes case, Sister Holiday will first be forced to reckon with the shadows from her own past. Finley Donovan Jumps the Gun by Al Cosimano. This is the third book in the Finley Donovan series. This time, Finley has once again found herself in quite the predicament. She owes the Russian mob. Now mob boss Felix is calling in a favor. Find and identify a contract killer before the cops do. Sounds simple enough, right? But what happens if the killer turns out to be an officer himself? Every Man a King, written by Walter Mosley. In this second novel following former NYPD investigator Joe King Oliver, Joe is approached by a friend of the family and multi-billionaire Roger Ferris with a tough assignment. White nationalist Alfred Quiller has been accused of murder and selling sensitive information to the Russians, but Ferris believes Quiller was set up and he wants Joe to investigate the charges. As Joe gets closer to uncovering the truth, he finds himself and everyone he loves directly in the line of danger. So stop in the library and pick up one of these titles today.
So, do you like mystery, suspense, private
I do.
investigator?
I do, and I haven't read one in a while. Although the book that I'm currently reading for book club, The Storyteller, is sort of, so it's about a Holocaust, like someone who was like a Nazi, like right underneath Hitler, right? Like he did a lot of the killings and was right at, just had his hands right in it. And these are like years later, so after World War II ends, his life goes on, he ends up getting married. Never even tells his wife.
Well, that's a big one that you shouldn't hide from your spouse.
So then his wife dies and he starts going to support group, and at this grief group he meets somebody and befriends this young woman, much younger than him, like a 20-something old baker. She works in a bakery. And they kind of start hanging out and sharing stories, and he teaches her how to play chess. And over these, chess meetings and luncheons and tea that they have, he begins to tell her, because he has so much guilt, he wants her to help him die. I guess he's like 90-some years old, right? Mm-hmm. He's been near death a couple times, but he's always survived. And he almost feels like that's his punishment. Like he's not able to die because he's still paying for what he, right? And he wants nothing more to just die. And so he asks for her to assist him. And she's a Jewish, so she has a grandmother who's still alive and who is a Holocaust survivor.
Oh, my. So
she ends up, I'm giving too much of the story away, it's really, really good, turning him in. And so that's where the PI comes in, right? So she contacts the, that's not the FBI, who would be, the
FBI.
A branch of the, of the FBI. And they start this investigation, and so now they're trying to.
And what is this called?
The Storyteller.
I have to read
by Jodi Picoult. Did you say Pico? I always said her name incorrectly.
Oh, Picoult.
T, yeah.
Yes, I think that.
I'm never sure.
Nancy Martin. That sounds.
She
French.
would know. Yes. I've read other of her books though, and she is an amazing author. I'm really, really enjoying this story, and it's really, really good. So it's kind of it's along those lines, and I do enjoy those types of stories. Yes.
They're not my first pick, but I started picking a few up. Just to be more well-read and see because I won't like the James Patterson, and I don't pick those up. That to me, that's
John Grisham. Did you read John?
I did not.
I used to read a lot of his.
Yeah. No, I did read one, but it was years ago. One of his first ones might have been. It might have been. Anyway, I try to put different genres out there because.
What is your first? I forget what you.
Historical fiction.
Oh yeah.
I love historical fiction.
Yeah.
And I read a long.
So you have to read The Storyteller. I'm going to give it to you when I'm done.
I've read a long line of books set during the Holocaust. So that will fit. I had to give it a little break because I was starting to get really down and feeling not very hopeful for humanity.
I know.
So I'm.
But when you're ready, this is a really good one. So I will pass it along to you.
I will take it.
Okay.
I will take it. So that's what's going on in the adult department. What do you got?
Okay. Well, so our summer learning runs much as summer reading does for adults, because we too are going until the end of July, and then we'll pull our raffle winners on August 1st as well. There's a lot of bookmark tickets in those fish bowls. So a lot of people have been doing their activities, and we couldn't be happier. It's not too late to keep on going, like you said, to sign up. We're still at the start of July. You can get a whole month in. And if you did register in June, just keep on going.
I really am enjoying the golden ticket winners on Facebook.
That's fun. Yeah, that's a lot of fun. And there are still 5 left, I believe. We just had our first diorama come in. One of the activities on the summer learning list is to build a diorama of your home or school or community, whatever the case may be, but try to include items that would help make it better, right? Because the whole theme of summer learning this year is kindness and making the world a better place.
Spread kindness.
There you go. You wore the perfect t-shirt today. But our first diorama came in. So just a lot of fun activities on that list to keep you busy all summer long. Again, it's not too late to register, and it is for all ages. And then just a few family programs that I wanted to highlight for July. I think there is still room in our Family STEM Day, which is happening on Saturday, July 15th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Stations are set up for you to do at your own pace with your children. If they are 10 years or younger, we do ask that you stay with them the whole time. And we want you to, right? That's why it's a family. I think parents oftentimes have just as much fun as the kiddos, and they sometimes learn something new too. So we really want it to be a family event anyway. If they are 10 or older, they can do the stations on their own. But you do it at your own pace. We don't expect you to stay that entire time. It's just a drop by. So between 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. And then we have intergenerational bingo coming up, and we're excited for this. We did it once before, so we're bringing it back. It's on Saturday, July 22nd at 1 p.m. or 3 p.m. The last time we did it, we had such a great response that we thought it'd be better to kind of break it into two.
That's really awesome.
We really did. Even in council chambers, we had the larger room, and we were still pretty packed. So we're offering 2 sessions, 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock. If you like to play bingo, come on by and bring your whole family and bring an older adult if you have one, grandma, grandpa, aunt, uncle. Maybe it's just an older neighbor that you want to invite. And we're just going to have a good time together. Snacks and prizes will be on hand as well. And then Giving Tales Puppet Show is kind of our last program of the summer. We're kind of wrapping up our summer learning event with this puppet show by Cheryl Capizzuti, who makes these amazing homemade puppets. She has such a collection, and she takes some of them on the road for puppet shows. So the puppet show that she will be presenting for us centers around, again, friendship and generosity and kindness. So it's quite fitting that we would invite her to come this summer. I'm looking down because I forget what the name of it is, and I don't know that I printed it in here. But that's what the puppet show is all about.
She and her puppets aren't like, hand puppets. These are
Right.
backpack puppets. They're really they're large-headed
Yes.
puppets that the wearer.
A lot of them. She does have smaller ones,
Yes.
but they're still not your typical
Right.
hand puppet. Right. So maybe it is just called Giving Tales, but it's 4 folk tales from all around the world, and they all center around friendship, kindness, and generosity. So we're excited about that. Very beginning of August, on Tuesday, August 1st at 6:30, Miss Nancy's going to host campfire stories and songs out in the library yard. We are not allowed to have a real fire, but it will be a pretend campfire, and all the good things that go along with it, though, right? We'll have some snacks and stories and songs, so it'll feel like you're around a real campfire. And that, too, is a family event. All are welcome, and I know there is space still in that one to register. For our teens, on Wednesday, July 12th at 3 p.m., you can come and paint rocks, like geometric patterns on rocks. It's called mandala rock painting, and I should have brought an example down. I'm sorry that I didn't, but really, really pretty, intricate designs that Miss Dawn is going to teach you how to make.
There is someone in Bethel, when I'm going home, when I'm driving home, someone Logan somewhere. And I'll have to look at what the cross.
Somebody posted something on
Eastview, maybe, that they have a kindness rock garden.
Yes.
And you can stop and place your painted rock. It's right at a stop sign,
Yeah,
so
I love
everyone
that.
sees them. And I've been very intrigued by that. That's a great
Yeah, so you
project.
could take your rock and you could do just that. Huh? Great idea. Sign language for beginners, I think there's still room in that on Thursday, July 6th through 27th. So 4 Thursdays in a row at 4 p.m. And Miss Sarah's going to teach basic American Sign Language. She was very interested in that and took a class herself a few years ago. So now she feels confident to teach, again, just the basics to anybody who's wanting to learn ASL. And that's about it for us. I did want to just mention teen book boxes. So we love when you come in and you just browse and you look for books on your own. We always love when you come and ask us for Reader's Advisory. That's why we're here. We love to give you book recommendations. But if you just want to be surprised, or if one month you're going to be so busy and you don't really have time to come to the library, you can sign up to get a teen book box where we do the choosing for you. And we'll put 2 books in here. I don't know if we can kind of zoom in on this. We'll put 2 books in here along with snack or some sort of surprise. You might get a pretty bookmark, you might get a bag of Doritos, chips, popcorn, cookies, whatever it may be, but there's always a little surprise in there for you as well. So it's fun. And if you don't like the book, say you start the first chapter or 2 and you don't like it, that's okay, right? At least you gave it a try. Maybe 1 out of the 2 will strike your fancy. That's what we hope for. When you register for these, and you can do so, there's a QR code on the teen flyer. You can also do it on our website. And there's QR codes kind of just hanging around here in the library and in the teen lounge, it'll take you right to the Google form. We do ask you what type of genres you prefer. So if you do like mystery, you like love stories, or you only read sports fiction, you can note that and we will pull those. But sometimes I always tell teens it's nice though, like you were saying, to broaden those tastes and just to kind of expand your
Pick up something you would never pick up because you would be
Yeah.
pleasant. It has happened to me. I go back to that Emerald Atlas book from
Yes, you do.
Children's Choice Awards many years ago,
Right.
where I would never have picked that up, and I loved that series.
so much so that you still talk about it.
I
And
still talk
it
about
sticks
it.
with you.
It's not something I would have ever picked up on my own.
Yeah, so you can do it either way. You can tell us what you like to read. You can tell us your favorite authors, and we will, pull those books for you according to your tastes. Or you can just let us surprise you and you can try something new. But I think they're great. We've been doing them for over a year now. We run them year round. It's not just a summertime thing. We have about 10 teens who use them every month consistently. But we're always happy to make more. If 30 of you wanted to do it, we can whip out 30 boxes. That's what we're here for. It's what we love doing. So ask about that next time you're in, or look for that QR code, like I said, and sign up through our website.
One great announcement for those of you who are here on mornings when we are very, very busy. I can't do anything about the parking yet, but we did change our women's bathrooms in the library, which are single room.
yes.
It's just a toilet, a sink. So they're single room bathrooms. We changed them from male and female to family bathrooms. They both have changing tables in them. They both have stools for the little ones to help with them, wash their hands. But we do ask children 10 and under, please adults accompany them, even if you are standing outside the door. You don't have to
Right, not that you
necessarily
have to go in there, but
Right.
you should walk them to the bathroom.
I just get nervous because it's right by one of our exits, and I see a lot of young kids going by themselves. And Carla's office is right there, so she listens and hears what's going on. But I just
Yeah.
there's always a
Safety
line at the ladies' room, and the men's room was always open. So we made the decision to change them both to family restrooms. So feel free. The signs have changed. Feel free to use either one. So one of the things we talked about last month was the library had pickup lockers installed as well as self-check kiosks. So I wanted to give you a little demonstration on how they work and how you can use them.
Check It Out presents the Library of the Future. Future.
Okay, so as you can see, our lockers are at the top of the ramp above our courtyard. And we have 33 lockers available. They're becoming very popular already. So when you're ready to check out, just bring your library card and come up to the locker. So you want to scan your library card, and you'll see it's scanned for me. There's a little green light. You want to make sure it goes all the way over your library card. And then it'll come up on the screen showing that I have something in the locker. So you'll see what's in the locker for you, and you want to click on it to select. And once you do that, you'll do check out selected. So then your locker pops open, and there you'll see the materials that you have requested. Here's my Gone with the Wind. I'm ready to check it out. Shut the locker, and you're on your way. The library has also installed 2 self-checkout kiosks, which if you've ever used one at Giant Eagle or Walmart, you'll know how to use this. It's very simple. So when you come up, you just touch the screen to get it started, and then you want to scan your card under the red light. It connects to your account. If you don't have your library card with you and you know your account number, you can type it in as well. And then if you have one item or a stack of items, you want to scan each barcode. And it will come up saying you've done it. I'm finished. I only want this one item, so I click done. You can have an email receipt or a print receipt or no receipt. I'm going to have one printed for me because I use it as a bookmark, although this is an audio book. And there you have it. That's all you have to do. And you can walk away.
You can come to the Bethel Park Public Library and enjoy the Library of the Future today.
So I guess that's it,
That's
huh?
all today.
Yes, as always, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns on any of the things that we talked about today, you know what to do. Go ahead and give us a call,
Visit our website.
or better yet, stop in and see us in person. Thanks for joining us, everybody, and we'll see you again next month.